take care of it, they would say. She doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have kids. Bullshit. Sonny, my brother's nickname from childhood, which I thought was silly considering he was now 55 years old and a grandfather, and Sissy were 11 and 13 years my senior, respectively. They both had kids, most of whom were grown and out of the house. Sonny taught mathematics at SUNY New Paltz, but it was only early June, and there wouldn't be classes until the fall. Sissy was general manager of a big convention hotel in Pittsburgh, but it wasn't like they couldn't find someone to fill in for her, somebody like, if I had to guess off the top of my head, the assistant general manager. I saw no reason for me to be the one to have to make a major sacrifice. Being divorced meant the only household income was the one I brought home, and in my opinion, that made me the least likely candidate. That is, unless Sonny and Sissy planned on paying my mortgage, car note, and other bills. The plane was really low now, and all I could see out of my window was water. I heard a loud clicking sound as the landing gear dropped into place. Just when I was certain we were headed for the bottom of Long Island Sound, the runway appeared, seemingly out of nowhere. I knew the pilot had been able to see it the whole time. Still, I held my breath until I felt us touch down with that familiar thump. Landings under ordinary circumstances weren't as dangerous as takeoffs, but they make me uneasy just the same. The engines roared now as the jet barreled down the runway, and I didn't truly relax until it slowed to taxiing speed. I sat out the mad rush to deplane, most of which was spent standing up, holding carry-on luggage in hand, and grumbling about what was taking so damn long. Some of the passengers held packages of cigarettes, and one especially impatient man already had an unlit Salem in his mouth. He'd probably make a mad dash for the exit so he could get in a few puffs before claiming his luggage. But I wasn't about to let the people standing in the aisles behind me get off before I did. I put my foot in the aisle to block it as I got to my feet and retrieved my garment bag from the overhead bin. Sissy stood waiting, an impatient scowl on her face, when I emerged at the baggage claim area downstairs. Instead of a standard greeting, the first words out of her mouth were, "Look at all the people already waiting at the belt for the bags to come out. Did you have to be the last one off the plane?" "Listen up, Sissy. There's a good 40 people behind me. I was sitting in the back," I said calmly. "But even if I was the last, we can't leave until I get my bag, and nothing has come out yet," I pointed out as we stopped in front of the silent carousel. I grasped her forearm. "What's the latest on Pop?" "He's hanging in, but he could go any minute. He already went into respiratory arrest at 4 o'clock this morning, but they revived him. We've been at the hospital ever since." "Did anyone at the hospital talk to Mom about a DNR order, do not resuscitate?" "Yes, we made him a full code for the time being so you'd be able to see him. Now that you're here, I guess we can reverse it, although it's a hard topic to discuss. I'd be hesitant to bring up the subject to Mom." Sissy looked a little embarrassed. "How have you been, Em?" I was wondering how long it would take my sister to get around to basic civilities. "I'm fine." Then I asked about Sissy's family. She and her husband, who was waiting in the cell phone lot, were staying with their daughter, son-in-law, and 2-year-old grandson. Everyone was well, but anxious about Pop. The crowd at the carousel was the same people who were practically knocking each other over to get off the plane. Now the gripe had changed from, "Why isn't this line moving?" to, "Where's my damn luggage?" I got lucky. When the buzzer finally sounded and the belt started moving, my bag was the third one to come out. Sissy promptly called her husband, and 5 minutes later we were in the car and on our way to Euless. Traffic was light, which was a relief, but I winced when I saw the toll for the Triborough Bridge was up to $5. It made me feel old.